report from another city.
Yes? Which city did you go to?
I visited the Horde in Ignadon.
The Horde? Stronghold of our old enemy. So, tell me about their strength.
They're prepared, well-disciplined, and they're developing new weaponry. But they are short on manpower.
I had heard they were recruiting. How are their forces distributed?
Their attention is focused largely on the Alps, but they haven't forgotten the other factions. I think their main concern is being attacked if they decide to take on the Alps.
At least they seem to have recognized who their real enemy is. Thank you for your report.
About my support. What do I need to do?
Ask around the city. Help the people here, and they will give a good report of you to the warlord of their clan. Some are overburdened, or are doing things that are not in line with the law. Lend them a hand, and uphold our rules.
And that means...
Don't do anything forbidden by our laws. It is that simple.
How am I doing?
You have passed Angram's test. That stands you in good stead. You helped protect the seedlings from mutants. Born was grateful for the help you gave him with the harvest. He has spoken up for you. Ornir told me that you failed to help him deal with an outlaw he was worried about. My wife seems to hold you in great favor. I've heard you helped a cleric escape from Goliath. And worse still, you involved my wife in this deception. How does that speak to your case? You didn't exactly help Theodore, did you? And don't think the fact that Eisenfaust's sword disappeared at the point you arrived has gone unnoticed. I can't prove anything, but suspicions don't always have to be proven. The murderer Stormson is still alive, although you were sent to stop him. It seems you weren't able to find the stolen Elex for Kaldrum. You have created more problems here than you have solved, far from getting good reports. I have people telling me you should be exiled. You'll have to work hard to clear your name. And until such time as you do, you will be forbidden to trade here. And you will be barred from joining the Berserkers. For now. Think carefully before you act in future.
Is there any way to change your mind about me?
You can talk all you want. It's actions that count. If you really wish to prove your worth, you will need to win the trust of the warlords.
How can I do that?
For their part, you'll have to ask Angram and Cormac. I can only speak for myself.
So how can I gain your trust?
Kill the head of the clerics, the outlaws, and the elves.
Are you serious?
Ha! If only our problems could be solved so easily. But maybe some can. You can pay for the damage you've caused with Elexit. You shouldn't rely on machines.
May the pilgrim...
I need your pledge.
So you broke the law and Angram won't support you.
He's fairly inflexible when it comes to the law.
He does see the world in black and white. But, very well. I will give you my pledge.
seeking promotion. Will you give me your pledge?
If I put my name to yours, if I were to agree to that, then your actions would reflect on me. So what reason have I to take that risk?
Well, I passed the test at the pit.
Yes, I have not forgotten that. I warned you of the consequences of breaking our laws, and you decided to cross that line. If I was to offer you another chance and give you my pledge, then that would put you in my debt. And it would be for me to choose when and how that debt is to be repaid.
Agreed.
Good. Then you have my pledge. Why are you playing around with that tech here? You must know it's banned.
I would have approached the situation differently.
About my support. I don't work for free.
Nor should you. A man must know his value.
Then you will pay me.
You will get paid for the tasks you're given.
You could pay more.
A man should know his value. You will get paid, and you should be satisfied with the rewards you're given. No one will cheat you here. But you should not expect charity.
Don't forget that I helped Eardor and the cultivators.
Ah, yes. That was something. Only your support was anything but helpful, wasn't it? The supplies you took them made them ill. Be glad you weren't punished for that act.
The more of them that die, the better
Stop
this
using
world.
that here. This
Get
is
something
no
to
place
drink
for
first.
technology.
Someone has to lead this bunch of slobs.
No, that isn't what I heard about it.
I need the shards. It's as simple as that.
Say it again and you will pay for it.
Everyone seems to have an answer to this war, but I haven't noticed
I
it.
would have approached the situation differently.
Not now.
Take that tick to the pit. It should be disposed of.
Cleric Bertram has returned to our side. We give thanks for his safe homecoming.
Do you have some food for me?
I can understand, but you...
What goods have you got?
Of course.
About my support. Here, this should pay for my redemption.
Very well. It's a poor thing that Elex can stand in for loyalty. But difficult times change the rules. But my word is not enough to give you progress on its own. All three warlords must agree.
The other warlords have given their approval.
Then I grant you permission to trade in Gothic. Just make sure you abide by the law, and don't trade forbidden items. You have won approval faster than I thought you would. So, I give you the chance to join our community. Continue to serve us faithfully, and you will climb the ranks here. But if you swear your loyalty here, you must mean it. You must turn your back on all the other factions.
I'm ready to join the Berserkers.
Are you going to get me the report I asked for? I told you that I need that information. So don't stand around and waste my time. You shouldn't rely on machines. You've been out in the wilderness, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm looking for a guy, and I wonder if you've seen him. He's called Ray. He's an outlaw with a big mouth on him. Bit of a waste. You haven't met him anywhere out there, have you?
No, I've not met anyone called Ray.
Yeah? Well, if you do find Ray, can you let me know?
What's it worth?
If it's a real lead and not troll crap, then I'll pay you a decent reward for the information. I don't think you can go lying to me and making up where he is. I'll know a lie if I hear it.
Halt! Not a step further. No one is allowed into the city without an entry permit.
Have there been any Alb attacks here recently?
With Zakor on our northern border, there are always Alb troops coming through on their way somewhere, but they don't seem to be attacking us here for the moment.
But have you heard anything about Alexiters traveling through Abessa?
Yeah, I have now that you mention it. Alexiter Calyx was reported to have headed north with a few combat units and a troop of mechs.
Where can I get an entry ID?
You can't. We're full. We're short of supplies. So the decision has come down to close the gates. The full allocation of entry IDs has been given out, and we have instructions not to let anyone else in. Those outlaws have us stretched enough as it is. I'm not saying you're working with them, but until law and order is reestablished, we can't risk any more undesirables joining up with them. You'll have to wait till all this is over and done with. Say, there's a bunch of others who can't get in who've taken up residence in some houses near here. Why don't you join up with them?
Alexiter Calyx. So he's been promoted. Tell me, how long ago did Alexiter Calyx head north?
A few days ago. They must be back at the Ice Palace in Zakor by now. What's with the interest in Alexiters? You go chasing them, you'll just find trouble. And I don't want them tracing that trouble back here.
I'm asking so I can avoid them.
Don't treat me like a rookie. You sound like someone who wants a showdown. So let me give you a warning. That approach is gonna get you and anyone close to you killed.
Active. It appears to be connected to another near the Hort in Ignadon.
They're always hitting on you here.
Welcome to the camp of the impure, where the poor souls barred from the city stand and wait for the Alps to kill them.
I want to get into the city. Can you get me in?
Have you tried to get in yet?
Yes. I went to the gate.
And? You got turned away, right?
I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Okay. I can offer you a way to get into the city, but it's risky because you might not get out again. At least not if they confiscate your ID.
Why won't I be able to get out?
All right. I just hope things don't go the same way they did with Cooper. The clerics have shut the city up tight. They won't let anyone who doesn't have a valid ID through the gate. Not in, not out.
Why would the clerics stop people leaving the city?
They're stopping them meeting up with us. That's what I heard. Paranoid assholes. Anyway, we're off the point. You want in, right? And I can give you a counterfeit ID that will get you in. But once you're inside there, I need you to go and take an ID card to Cooper. That way he can come back out again. Like I say, I can get you in, but I also need you to help me out. You good with that? Does that sound like a deal?
What do you want here?
We don't want anything here. We want to be in there, in the city, as the law says we can. As the law says we should be. Those clerics are supposed to uphold the law, yet here we are. The gate's closed to us.
Deal. Give me the ID, and I'll meet Cooper.
Good. Right. That's the plan. Long term. You see, Wick has all the blank IDs. So before I can get you an ID, I need you to get me Wick.
Where is Wick?
Well, that there is a good question. You see, he's been gone for a while. He'd gone over to the ruins to see if there was anything worth scavenging there, and hasn't come back. You should look for him over to the northwest if you're in a hurry to get into the city. Just look through all the houses. He should still be there, scavenging.
A few shards and all this will be easier.
Is she really so gullible?
Just believe in it. Belief overcomes.
I don't even want to know. Magalan, our beautiful home.
Stop being an asshole.
I need the shards. It's as simple as that.
Wick is dead, but I found the ID cards on his body.
Dead? Shit. I told him whatever was there wasn't worth the risk. But Wick would do anything if it would mean him getting 2 shards he could tap together. Ah, well, give me the blank ID card. I'll work it up for you now. So, done. 1 fake ID ready to go.
Give me the counterfeit ID.
Okay, wait a second. Your image has to be added there first. So, done. Here's your ID. And this is the ID for Cooper. Take it to him. But make sure the clerics don't see it, see him, or see you handing this over. And do it as soon as you get in there. He's been at risk too long as it is. We don't need him being held, or worse, turned into a vegetable by the suggesters.
Halt! Not a step further. No one is allowed into the city without an entry permit.
I heard you hold people prisoner if they can't prove their identities.
Of course. Need a valid ID to enter or to leave. It's important we keep the right balance here, and that we can hold people accountable. We've worked hard to keep things running here. We can't start letting people flood in, or the troublemakers will take over. Anyone who tries to get around with ID is given straight to the suggesters to be taken care of.
What's a suggester?
Our suggesters are the reason things remain peaceful in the city. If someone causes trouble, then they're either thrown out, see a suggester for reorientation, or both. But don't worry, it's a positive experience that will leave you happy about life. Even so, I recommend avoiding it.
You know counterfeit IDs are being sold right in front of your gate.
What? Have you got one? Show me. Well, that's good quality work, too. I'm not sure I would have spotted that as a fake. Thank you. We need citizens like you around here. You've done me a service, so I'll give you a valid ID. Just make sure you take this fake straight to Eric when you get inside, right? Oh, and there are some rules I need to tell you before you enter. First, stay away from the generators. Nobody but the technicians is allowed access to them. That sort of security is why we need to keep a rein on fake IDs. So take that fake straight to Eric, okay? Anyone you meet in the city who hasn't got proper documents, report them to him. We can only keep peace in the city if we all work together, and we keep the city secure. That's what was laid down by the Great Council of Magalan. And the Great Council gave the clerics the responsibility for guaranteeing the city's independence. That means everyone is welcome here, until they cause trouble. So keep the peace while you're in there. Our suggesters are busy enough without you adding to their workload. And that's it. You may pass.
Where can I find Eric?
Just go straight down the path into the inner city. You should find him there.
What's happening in the city?
Nothing right now, but it's simmering. You can feel it. There was something building even before we let those Alp separatists in here. They just lit the touch paper. But hey, we're supposed to be a sanctuary, so someone decided to open the gates and let the separatists in.
How many separatists are there in the city?
Too many. Once an Alb, always an Alb. They still hit Elex. It's just a matter of time before they turn back. I don't know what they want in the city. I'd heard a bunch of them had set up a base in the west of Abessa, so they could have gone there. If we weren't so busy here, we'd have tracked them down and cleared them out of Abessa. Last thing we need is Zakor thinking we're harboring rebels.
You mentioned the Council of Magalan.
The Great Council, yes. You'll have to speak to Judicator Alois if you want to know more about that. I'm not that well informed on my history.
Who's Alois?
Alois is the Judicator in charge of the city. You'll find him in the castle. He likes to stay close to the generators.
How is that even possible?
Not now.
Bloody Baxter. What do you want? Do you back the clerics here, or do you want them gone?
You get right to the point, don't you?
And are you gonna give me an answer?
I'm against the clerics.
Right, good. I can see you talk sense. They say they're here to keep things safe, to keep order. But it's obvious they want to drop their neutrality and extend Ignadon's control into Abessa. Not allowing anyone in or out of the city, that's just the start of it. You think that's because the Alps are getting closer? Or that those followers of Kalan really want a backdoor for invasion?
The Albs are more of a threat than the clerics.
Executions, converters, torture. Believe me, I know all about that shit. But those guys are only interested in Elex, and as far as I know, there isn't any more here in the city than there is elsewhere. So why should they show any interest in attacking a fortified position to get it, instead of sweeping up all there is out there?
The Albs want all the Elex. All of it, no matter where it is.
We won't get in their way. We don't want Elex. They have to see that. They'd be attacking us for nothing. No, it's the clerics.
Hunter sent me.
Why didn't he come himself?
He was afraid he wouldn't be let out of the city again if he was caught.
You mean he was afraid the same thing would happen to him that happened to me? Fuck it. At least the suggesters haven't found me yet. Did Hunter give you something for me?
Yes, I have something for you.
Thanks. I was starting to think that I would never leave this stinking cleric-infested dome. I don't know if Hunter promised you a reward, but here's something for me in any case. You've helped a good cause. Trust me.
report from another city.
Yes? Which city did you go to?
I went to the Dome City in Abessa.
Any information about the other factions is useful. Tell me what you learned.
The people in the Dome City seem to want to remain neutral, but they are waiting to be attacked by the Alps. They know the war is coming.
I think they're short of supplies and feeling lost, leaderless, awaiting the axe to fall. The war has displaced a lot of refugees into Abessa, and there's a lot of argument over what to do with them and what they mean. That takes up most of their time. Thank you for your report.
I'm ready to join the Berserkers.
You have recognized the value of our people. Once you have made your pledge, you will be expected to stand by it. Clerics, elves, outlaws, all will see you as one of us from this point.
I'm ready to make my pledge.
And so it shall be. With honor, with faith, with hope. You tie your blood to the soils of Magalan, our mother planet, and pledge to rebuild her as she was. It has been many years since the first Berserkers settled in this place. We found protection and a future for our kind in the ruins of the old world. From here, we have regrown a world that came before even that. From desert, from dead rock, we have brought back life. With our magic, we have held back those who see our future as one dominated by machines. We have stood against the forces of Zakor. We have struck down the converter they built on our land. But none of us can achieve this alone. None can stand alone. We must stand together. The time has come to accept another member into our community. He came to us as a stranger. Now he stands in our midst, having earned the right to become one of us. The law of the Berserkers will guide him from this day. We are the Fellowship of Magic and of Warriors. And we welcome you to our number.
What do I have to do to be promoted?
Listen, friend. Most people who have achieved the rank of warrior worked hard for it. It could take years until you are ready for that step.
There must be a way to climb faster here.
The only way to get early promotion would be to get all warlords to agree to that. Each of us have our own beliefs and requirements, and sometimes they will come into conflict. Until then, you will carry out your duties as a cultivator. Ultimately, we can't leave the fields to themselves. Prove yourself capable of following orders. And if you inspire others to speak for you, this may help persuade the warlords to give you their pledge. There are many who seek promotion, and you must show you are worthy of that honor.
About my promotion to warrior.
I am happy to welcome you to our ranks. They aren't always as welcoming as they should be.